welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Just about the football now at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Today, a good matchup in the NFC. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go from South Philly. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Rams once again led by Matthew Stafford at quarterback. First 12 years with Detroit, his 5th year with the Rams, including a Super Bowl championship, winning Super Bowl 56. The #1 overall pick all the way back in 2009.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today. And when he plays well, this is proven to be a really hard team to beat.
First carry here for Kyron Williams. And he's going to be stopped up at the line to begin this ball game.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense, and boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
Second down, it's Stafford. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, L.A.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
On first down, Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
To the left side, and Adams has it. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here's a third down and 4. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
The motion man is Nakua. They'll go for it. It's Williams. And he's going to have the Rams first down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
Off play action. It's Stafford. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. shotgun. They give it to Williams. And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up third down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game. Force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away. And then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
They'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
Well, what looked like an advantage for the offense, Mike, facing 2nd and short now, has turned into a win for the defense. Back-to-back stops for a loss. And it brings up 4th down.
So 4th down, the Rams will send out Ethan Evans to punt. Back deep for Philly, it's Cooper DeJean. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. So here come the Eagles, and they are led by the reigning Super Bowl MVP. What a season for Jalen Hurts. Took the Eagles to the mountaintop. Now his 6th season in the NFL.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
Quick throw there. That's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open, so the incompletion brings up 2nd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and they have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Rams offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Play action, Stafford. That's to the left side, pulled in by Higbee. And he'll be out of bounds, up at the 30-yard line. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
A give, and here comes Williams. And he's able to push through the tacklers to pick up 6. So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 3. Working out of the gun, Stafford. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, here's Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And he'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another first down.
So there's a saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
Now a first down throw for Stafford. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
Good drive so far, but this is a big hurdle. It is 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Stafford. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Hardy's kick is good. And the Rams are out to an early 3-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On play action, Hurts. There's the tight end, Greg Calcaterra. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15. and a first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation, and instead he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. He's going to have that 1st down, gain of 6, as they convert on 3rd down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting him to the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Man in motion is Brown. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Fake the give. Now it's Hurts. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
3rd and long for Hurts. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. Big time play with Hurts and Brown. 45 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood.
And he will do it himself. He's in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles move out to a 7-3 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, this is Blake Corum. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Rams offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. That's caught by Puka. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
2nd quarter now. Rams in control of the football. They've got it in 2nd down and 2. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
On play action, it's Stafford. This one complete to Atwell. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Play action now for Stafford. Got a man downfield. It's Devontae. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. That is a big play for L.A. And even 30 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play. These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Throw on 3rd down, Stafford. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, Rams.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time. And what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball.
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Joshua Carty comes out now for the extra point. It's up and through, and the Rams are on top. It's now 10-7. So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Here comes Will Shipley on the return. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Eagles offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Hurts delivers it quick to Brown. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. You have a tight end motioning left here. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
3rd down. Here's Hurts out of the gun. He'll try and get there on the ground. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Hurts will work here from the pistol. He'll step up and run this. And Hurts wisely going to slide after he's picked up the 1st down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
It'll get forward to about the 42. That is Quentin Lake there to make the play.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
on second down. Hurts. That one pulled in by Brown. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and
he will score! Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Stafford. That's into traffic, but taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 from the 33. On the carry, it's Williams. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a first down.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
Caught by Nakua on the out route. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line. A gain there of 11. Good for a Rams first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for. It's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Atwell sent in motion here. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. Stafford now on second down. Open man, that's Adams. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Here's Ethan Evans now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Eagles offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Barkley to start the drive. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
A second down throw for Hurts. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
On third down, it's Hurts. Open man downfield is Smith. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Second down and 3. Hurts again. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This a 46-yard attempt. Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
Just 1 second remaining in this first half, and they will kick it away. Jordan Whittington from his own end zone. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half. So, halftime.
Okay, Mike,
ahead.
thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he shows off those strong legs running through 1 tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Now Barkley finding room across midfield. And he'll be brought down, but what a run down to the 40. They get 24 on that one. First down, Philadelphia.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He dances away from one defender on his way. Gain of 7. Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
Now I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. On is Elliott to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Eagles move out to a 24-10 lead. All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. First down, Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the first down.
A good physical run, motoring forward for 9.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
They'll go again with Williams. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
It's the quarterback with the sneak, and that is going to be good enough. He's got that first down. So conversion, and they move it to the 46-yard line.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
From the 41, here's second down and 5. Now it's Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Third down, they need 5. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Tyler Higbee was the intended receiver. And it's going to be 4th down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. To throw is Hurts. Nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Got this, Eagles. Let's go, 3rd and 2. Here we go. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Taking a shot downfield for Smith.
Barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Now a fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 3. They put Adams in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Sidney Brown, they're on the tackle.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
third down, here's Williams.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
The Rams punting unit coming out, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. A throw on the move is caught. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He's going to tuck it and go. It is a big play for the Eagles. It covers 51 yards.
That's about as electric as it gets for the quarterback position. There's just frankly not a lot of guys in the league that are capable of making such a play. You could see when he turned into a runner, there was an extra gear in there, and when he was all said and done, he sets up 1st and goal.
Here's Barkley. What a move! He's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. Elliott on now for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Eagles will extend this 3rd quarter lead. All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Corum. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Rams offense ready to see what they can do. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here. You can flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. Begins with a run by Williams. And this is going to be a Rams 1st down as the tackle's made just shy of the 40.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
On 1st down, right back to Williams. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in there on the stop. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. Right side, complete to Nakua. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it. With that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Play action now for Stafford. Nakua snags it over the middle. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. To the air again, Stafford. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Nolan Smith gets in there for the sack, and now it's 3rd and goal.
What started out as a promising drive seemed inevitable, Mike, with the way they were able to continue to move the ball, that they'd find themselves finishing with points. But after that 2nd down sack brings up 3rd and long, and this drive looks suddenly very different.
They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
The offense will stay out there, but they've got some yards to pick up. 4th down and goal. Stafford to throw it. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. And this will not help the cause. He's going backwards. Tackled back at the 8.
So they go with the 1st down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good 2nd down situation. But now they find themselves in 2nd and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass, it stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback. I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air, but they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's not going to get there. Out of bounds, a couple of yards short. It is 4th down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
The Rams offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. A shotgun snap to Stafford. There's that man again. Another catch. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. From the 48-yard line, here is 2nd and 6. Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on top. Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he's going to have a Rams first down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time. Comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
2nd down, it's Stafford. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
On 3rd down, Stafford unloads downfield looking for Nakua. This one down the field, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. They'll snap it. Here's Stafford. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
A first down throw for Hurts. Open man, Devontae Smith. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Second and inches. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nathan Landman.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Rams offense and Davante Adams heading back onto the field. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Caught by Nakua on the out route. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Atwell sent in motion here. On play action, it's Stafford. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. Trying to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, but he doesn't do it. That's a loss of a yard and leading to 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. Throwing again is Stafford. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down. The Eagles offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. Nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down. They'll run the counter with Barkley. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
To throw on second down is Hurts. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll be third down.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one.
He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And that's going to lead to a fourth down.
I really like the personnel adjustment by the defensive coordinator, Mike. They go dime coverage, so they're going to bring out 6 defensive backs, really play the pass and muddy it up with as many pass defenders as you can. Nowhere to go with the ball. And now we got to see, does the offensive coordinator, when he sees that dime package take the field, what answers does he have?
The Rams offense and Devontae Adams heading back onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. Atwell sent in motion here. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And this is going nowhere. He's going backwards to the 4-yard line.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground. And a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
3rd and long. Here's Stafford. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Tutu Atwell was the one he was looking for. And now it's 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50, set up the offense with a short field. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. They run out of the gun with Barkley, and he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Now Hurts going to call his own number. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense, and I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
On third down, they'll go with Saquon. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done. Second down and 8. So it's a win here for the Eagles. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruise to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Eagles are winners, as we say so long from South Philly.